go over this information real quick, just in case you or others listening don't know. Okay, can you see that pretty legibly on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, SAT. Now, it's not a monster or something that tortures us, you know, in order to go to college. It's actually a good test to kind of to help see where you are and see if you're ready for college and everything. Okay, so it says the SAT measures the skills you've learned in and outside of the classroom, and it's a way that you can apply the knowledge that you've learned in high school. Okay, it tests how you think, how you solve problems, and how you communicate. Okay, it's composed of 3 sections. Okay, critical reading section, and they actually call that verbal. Mathematics section, and writing section. Okay, and I won't go in. You kind of know get an idea of what those are about. Okay, the test on average is 3 hours and 45 minutes. So in essence, it's 4 hours. Okay, so the SAT is just like, you know, it's like a more advanced version of the PSAT. Okay, all right. Let's talk a little bit more about it. I put together some tips. This is some tips when you're taking the SAT. Okay, so on your screen it says number 1, all the questions count the same. Okay, so answer the easy questions first. Okay, you can go through and answer easy questions first, and you'll be fine because they all count the same. Okay, and usually the easy questions are at the beginning. Okay, as you go through the test, it'll get harder. Okay. 2, make an educated guess. You know, sometimes we don't know the answer, but you can use your reasoning skills and kind of educate, and I mean not educate, but make the best guess. Okay. You have a better chance of guessing the right answers if you rule out some other ones. So make an educated guess a lot of times means eliminating some other choices, and that'll help you get the right answer. Limit your time on one question. Okay, don't spend all day on one question because you only have 3 hours and 45 minutes. So limit your time. Okay, you can always mark that question. It's like, hey, I'm gonna come back to that or whatever. In your textbook booklet, you can mark the questions that you skipped and mark the ones you want to come back to. Okay, so they will allow you to write in your test booklet. You take the SAT. Okay. Make sure you record your answers on your answer sheet in the correct number. Like you're doing question 1 on your answer sheet, make sure you record on number 1. Okay, because there'll be 2 separate documents. Also, you can use a calculator, so make sure you bring a calculator. Now, they advise you not to buy a fancy calculator for the test, but use one that you're comfortable with, preferably a scientific calculator. It don't have to be a real high-tech one, but it could be a scientific or graphing calculator. Okay, and then you have to use number 2 pencils. Okay, any question on any of those?
No.
Okay. All right, good. Let me talk about the math section. Okay, the math section has 2 types of questions: multiple choice, which is about 44 questions, and then response questions, where you don't have any choices. It's about 10 questions. Okay, so it's basically short answer. You put the answer you think it is. Multiple choice, you know, you pick from the answers. Okay, so just the tips on the math section. Familiarize yourself with the directions beforehand. So read the directions, make sure you understand that. A lot of times we rush through the directions and we kind of going through the problem, working it out, and we actually don't work out the correct thing. So make sure you understand the direction. Don't worry about memorizing formulas. They'll give you all that, so you don't have to worry about that. Read the problems carefully, like I said. For some problems, you may have to draw a little sketch or diagram to help you understand it. And use your textbook for scratch paper to work out things. And then for multiple choice, refer to the answers for what your answer should be. And then eliminate choices. Okay. And then the last one, make sure your answer is reasonable to the question asked. You know, a lot of times when you work math problems out in class or for a test, when you get an answer, look at it and say, does this make sense? Will this answer make sense for my problem? Okay? Okay. The next thing is mathematics section covers. It covers number and operations. Algebra and functions, so if you're taking that now, that's good. Geometry and measurement, data analysis, statistics, and probability. Okay, and you can see, I'm gonna put this document on the website too. Excuse me. The percentage of problems in these 4 areas. This is the type of math that's on there. Okay, so it don't go to trig. The ACT goes into trig. Okay, so that's one difference between the SAT and the ACT. But the SAT goes all the way to probability and geometry, and no higher math than that. Okay. All right. What I'm gonna do now is go over some problems. I'm only gonna pick some because we don't have all day to work on it. But there's a website here. I wish I knew how to make this bigger for you, but let's see if I can do it real quick. Oh, there we go. Okay. There's a website you can go to and get a lot of practice problems. It's that website, www.collegeboard.com/practice. But I'm going to just go over some, and so you can do that on your own time. Okay. One other thing I want to talk about for those that are seniors, if you need this. If you didn't score high enough on the TAKS or even on the SAT or ACT, you have to take those tests again, or you have to take the Thea. The Thea is a mandated state test to attend any Texas university, any college, or not necessarily a college, but university in Texas. Some of the colleges don't require it, but universities require you take the Thea. Okay, so I just briefly want to talk about that. So some students that may be having to take that. Okay, and if you're not sure if you need to, seniors, make sure you check and see what your scores are, and we can help you with that if you have questions on that. So the Thea has 3 sections: reading, math, and writing. And it's basically the same. It's designed to measure your academic skills, how much you know about those concepts. And the reading, it has so many number of questions. Math has so many number of questions, and writing has 2 writing parts: a writing essay and then writing questions. Okay. And to pass the Thea, you must pass all 3 sections: reading, math, and writing. And there's a certain score you have to get in those areas. Okay. Reading and math has to be 230, and writing has to be 220. Okay. And here's a website to get more information.